That's right, folks. Live here at Free Admission Studios, it's the Gym Crashers with Joey the Bull and Dondo.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you. It's very kind of you.
What's up, man?
Well, apparently the fro is up, but I like it. It's handsome.
You know, I took a shower this morning. I usually take a shower once a week, and I didn't, put any chemicals in it. So I'm going all natural.
All right.
So this is how my hair looks on a daily basis without the curls going on. So.
How do you manage the 1 day a week to shower? Doesn't it get a little stinky in the house?
Oh, no. I mean, I was just joking. I shower at least about 4 times a week.
Okay.
Skip
every other day?
Every other day because, for a big guy, you're moving around and...
You got to marinate?
You get marinated. So I got to shower. Otherwise, the wife will kick me out of the bed and say you're sleeping in the spare bedroom.
Got you.
But yeah, this one...
Got you. Twice a day. Robert does twice a day. He's a very clean guy. He's like a seal. Yeah, I get it.
Well, I think once I start getting active again and start being physical and going to the gyms, I'm pretty much shower every day because I don't want to
talk about that.
I don't want to get staph infection.
What has happened in your journey to get healthy once again? Have you done anything new this week?
Well, this week I, of course, back on the same routine because I was told by the medical group or the people that are supposed to get my surgery done, they're supposed to call me in the middle of this month to give me some hopefully good news because so far what I've heard, numbers are dropping. So hopefully they're going to making room at the hospital where I'm supposed to get my surgery at Memorial Care. A lot of your bigger, huge hospitals are actually open again because they're big, huge hospitals. Memorial Care is very small down off of Brookers and Talbot.
That's right.
And it's a smaller hospital, and that's where I'm supposed to get my surgery done because the overflow, it sucks. So therefore, they have to push my schedule of my surgery. So when they called me about a month ago, they're talking about maybe calling me middle of this month to give me some hopefully good news and get my surgery. But so far, I've been back to the same old. Not this weekend, but starting today.
Oh, you got to live it up a little. That's good.
I had to. It was the wife's birthday this week, past weekend, and so we decided to live it up.
Temecula once again.
Well, first it was Dana Point Thursday. Then it was chilling around South Plaza area on Friday, and then of course Temecula Wine Country on Saturday.
3-day birthday.
Oh, my wife, she had a good time. She
What a
enjoyed
good
herself.
man. What a
Yeah,
good man.
hey, I love the girl. She puts up with my shit and.
So you ate in Dana Point at Stella's? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, great Italian joint. If you want to check, if you're in Dana Point, it's Monarch Bay. That's what they call it.
Monarch Beach.
Monarch Beach. My bad. And basically, it's a place called Stella's, and the food is phenomenal. I mean, I thought it was gonna be like whatever, but I mean, I had the fettuccine seafood platter.
Wow.
I mean, it had everything from clams, lobster, shrimp, scallops. Everything.
I love those.
Oh, so good. My wife, she doesn't do seafood, so she had the chicken parm, what she loved the most. So as we sat there, we had a celebrity sitting across from us. My wife didn't know about it. I knew about it because my wife's a big fan of the Orange County Housewives.
And which one was it?
I forget her name.
The pretty one?
She's a curvaceous one on the show,
Oh.
and she's an actual
You don't
lawyer.
know who that is.
She's a lawyer. She's a lawyer. Her husband is trying to become a lawyer himself.
Oh, wow.
And they were really nice. We talked about other reality shows like 90 Day Fiancés.
Yeah, did you invite her on the show?
I like to invite her on the show. They're
You didn't say?
did I let her know I was a celebrity?
I'm Joey the Bull. Can we get
I should have told her that, right?
You want a selfie?
Here's my autograph.
That?
But it was nice. It was cold that day because that's when the storms start coming through.
Yeah.
But otherwise, great dinner. Saturday, like I said, Friday went to South Coast Plaza trying to find the wife something. She didn't find anything, of course.
Oh, you did. I thought maybe you went and ate over there because they got
we ate that one restaurant. Remember the old Armani restaurant that used to be there? Now it's something else.
I
But
like that restaurant. It's funny that you know about it. You mean
the old Armani restaurant right
Yes.
before you hit Macy's, right there.
Yes.
Well, now that
it was called Quattro's, but it was by Armani.
Quattro's.
Yes.
We sat in the
I'm
back.
surprised you know about that. That was one of my favorite places.
Oh, dude, what am I?
I'm a foodie, so
Well, see, I
you
used to-
expect it from
I
me.
used to like eating the bread with the oil and vinegar. That was the best bread and oil and
They're
vinegar.
not the only
there.
place that does that, but it's good.
And then but before we used to go to that French place up the ways that sold the baguettes and the little
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really a restaurant. It's just a side little thing.
little side thing. And you know what I'm talking about, right? In South Coast Plaza. But that place is bomb, but they weren't feeding people because there was no eating inside. But fortunately, that what do you call it?
Quattro.
Quattro. They had a patio in the back.
Yeah.
So the wife and I, we ate there and we had a good time. And then
Look at you.
Saturday, we just gave it hell at the winery.
Which one did you go to?
Wilson's Creek. And after that, went to Pachanga at the Oak Steakhouse.
That's Robert's Hangout.
Great steakhouse. I mean, I love the Oak. I mean, they had a special where he had a tomahawk steak with the filet mignon.
I
for
like the tomahawk. It's interesting that you
a
bring
little
up
over
things
$100.
I like. Yeah.
A little over $100 for feeding 2 people.
Yeah. We went to a place a couple weeks ago, right there, Gaucho Grill, and they do the tomahawk. We were going to eat like a couple, but we didn't. You were with us, weren't you? Or was it Duncan? Maybe it was Duncan.
Duke.
Right? Yes. It's all good. I thought it was Sean. Sean usually cruises with
But
us.
once again, my wife had a great birthday. And
Shout out. Give her a birthday. 21 again.
yeah, 21 again, baby.
She married all this next to me.
all this and
all
soon,
of it.
And then now, I'm going to be pretty much disappearing because this is basically be my last time doing anything.
That
like
was your
this.
last cheat weekend. Now you can never cheat again.
Until we see what happens from there. And I told my wife, dinner with us is going to be a lot cheaper because otherwise, when we go out, we're probably going to share a plate. I'm probably going to eat this much where she's going to enjoy the rest of the food because...
Well, me and Robert have started sharing plates. It's a very strange thing. Even the stuff that you saw, that was one plate. If you noticed, he had a plate and I was peeling off on him.
Now,
so.
speaking of that,
So me and my wife have also changed our ways.
Now, speaking of that, I'm big fan of your... If you want to check out Dondo's social media on Instagram, check him out.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, they all went to Texas this weekend.
Tejas.
To Texas, to this big tournament they had on.
Yes, we did. They all, meaning me, Sean, Adam, and Robert.
It was a great show they put on. But before the show, they went to all these great food places.
Well, during, before, after, we do it all. So
I see it all, especially that turkey leg. Now, what was that turkey leg all about, man?
It's called the Turkey Leg Hut. Look it up on YouTube because it is a must go-to place because it's 100 deep. I'm not even exaggerating. I don't want to say 100, but I don't think these guys would argue with me. 10 o'clock at night, wrapped around the building.
Wow.
And we pulled up, and Robert really likes to go places I recommend because we do this a lot. We go places and we try different things. He said, dude, I don't think we're going to stand in a 100-person line. It's cold out, and I'm tired. I go, I get it. We'll come back first thing in the morning before it opens.
Yeah.
We had an alternate plan. So we let it go. What did we do that night, Robert? Who knows? We did Rudy's. Rudy's was great, and Adam met a special person there. So
this is Chris Hansen from MSNBC, huh?
He's coming out from behind the door right now. Take him, he's right there. You're wanted in 3 states.
Adam's standing with his wine coolers.
Yes, he is.
Anyway.
What kind of place is this? I was just kidding. I like it when they said that. I was just kidding.
I was just trying to talk to her and trying to talk her out of it. Yeah, right.
So, Turkey Hut. So we went to Rudy's, which we fell in love with. We ate Rudy's multiple times because we liked it so much.
Yeah. Now what is Rudy's? What type of food they sell at Rudy's?
Again, it's Texas barbecue.
Oh, see, a lot of people that know about it. If you go down to Houston, Texas,
Actually, Rudy's is all over the state. So we had it in Houston. I think there's one in San Antonio, one in El Paso for sure we ate at, and then there's one on the way home in Goodyear, Arizona.
So it's one of those places where they give you a flat iron tray and you slap everything on, and all you have a loaf of bread.
That's what they do. And Robert got sliced bread.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Bomb.
Texas
Right?
toast, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
They do.
man.
They're known for that. But anyway, so we did Rudy's. Next morning we woke up and he had me go with him. Adam didn't wake up because he was in his beauty sleep. But we got there.
I had a tornado and jet on that.
That's right.
Well, if you don't hear Adam in the background, when you sleep with these two gentlemen here,
Yes.
Dondo and Robert.
That's right. Yogi and Boo Boo.
It's like a different storms come from a different direction of snoring.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a snorer myself, but thank God I sleep with a sleep app
Thank God
machine.
Sean had to sleep with you because we didn't have to do that. I never experienced the Joey experience.
No, I didn't snore in front of Sean. I mean, I slept like a baby. I had my machine on and woke up like $1 million.
Yeah, my experience was different. I had a tornado over here and I had a jet engine over there.
An engine.
I'd be trying to sleep. It's just like, waking each other up.
He does
and I'm
make
just
some
trying to
interesting
sit there
noises.
with earbuds in, just being like,
I can't hear myself, but Robert makes some interesting noises.
So you feel like you're getting attacked by a bunch of bears while you're sleeping?
I don't know. It
But-
felt like I was in a war zone.
Robert's wife can
I was
attest
in
to
Texas
this.
and I was just like, who's firing bullets?
In years gone by, Robert and I would occupy opposite ends of his couch while watching movies, and she would be in the middle listening to us. So,
Oh, no.
yeah,
Like surround sound.
it's the truth.
Jeez.
You two smell the same, snore the same. We got that whole rundown.
So you're talking about this turkey leg that you finally went to go in.
So yeah,
in line
Turkey
for.
Hut. So we go in the morning. So at night it looks like a nightclub. It literally has a hookah lounge in the middle of it.
Wow.
I mean, a large hookah lounge, probably the size of this room.
Wow.
And then a large-sized restaurant of indoor and outdoor dining,
Okay.
the size of half a Costco. It looked like. I don't know. It was pretty long. Line wraps around the building. Robert was wise enough to say it's empty inside, so this is the line just to get in. We got in very quickly in the morning. When I say quickly, probably a half hour.
Oh, shit.
That was quickly. When you're looking at 100 people, you're like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
of
that could be
course.
all afternoon.
Yeah.
But it's the place. Like, I don't know how to describe it because we don't have anything like it. It would be equivalent to Tuesday night in Huntington Beach outdoor thing they got going on, whatever they call that Tuesday night thing.
So this
Over at the pier.
So this basically beats like the carnival turkeys you get at Orange County Fairgrounds.
Yeah,
this is like a different level.
It's smoked, barbecued, sauce, seasoned,
Oh man.
on a platter, a full leg, then dirty rice, shrimp scampi, Alfredo all over the top.
Jeez.
That's only one of the options. And then we didn't try all the things. There were other things that were coming out, and we were like, "Oh my, you would die if you tried them all."
Yeah.
We tried one thing and we split it.
Yeah, that's
And
about-
that was
that's a
too
lot of-
much.
That's a lot of food.
It was too much. But if you tried, there were other people that spend. It actually says you have a 2-hour time limit once seated. So once you're seated, they're already hitting the clock on you to order, to eat, and to rotate your ass out because you can make a day of staying there because there's so much going on. It's a party place too, so it's got the smokehouse barbecue Texas vibe.
That's awesome.
But they're bumping music, got the hookah lounge, and their drinks were incredible. I didn't drink, but I was looking.
You were looking.
I was looking, and I've been to plenty of places to drink, and I hadn't seen these creations. They're cups and
Wow.
the glassware that they have. It's all custom.
Wow.
I'd never seen nothing like it. I even showed Robert. He's like, "Dude, that's crazy." So, yeah.
So Adam, behind the scenes and the ride over there, did you have to deal with different smells in the air and different?
Entire time.
Yeah, whole time.
I'm
the whole
sorry.
time.
Whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I mean,
The
sit
aroma.
I'm
next to
worried
him
for Don
sometimes.
knows like
The aroma.
gut health. I really am.
Yeah.
Like,
That is good. Gut
Like that
health.
would kill the virus, breathing and all this
That's
stuff. You
right.
pretty much.
oh no, there was no corona. There
Bacteria.
was no corona. In
Yeah,
that
the
car.
bacteria won't survive. Thank you for
Nothing
bringing it up.
survived.
That's true. That's true.
So-
he did stay in back the whole time. He's a gentleman.
So for your first time being there, driving along just with these guys,
This is
was
his
it-
first time across country entirely.
With the trip with these guys, was it fun? Was it worth
It
riding
was
back
fun,
home
man.
too?
It was my first time like kind of getting a road trip like that in a long time.
That's
like,
a long road trip too.
I really haven't been to California in about 2-3 years, and so it was just fun, just getting to like travel around, just get to go out, especially during post pandemic or all this stuff going on, and just getting to see the sights and just for one, just getting to be surrounded by one of the things I love the most, which is jiu-jitsu, like, and getting to see the amazing
this guy.
athletes come perform, like
Selling it.
it was incredible. It
That's
was incredible.
crazy.
weekend.
And
No,
I've-
seriously, I was so excited. Even like right now, I'm still replaying highlights from this event.
Well, when we
So
bring
it
you
was
on board,
truly
we'll talk about it
incredible.
more on about your whole situation, what you went through. But next time, I promise, next time I'll be with you guys in the van. It's going to be the trip worthwhile.
We're gonna fly.
Oh, we're gonna fly.
You're definitely flying.
Oh, yeah. I'm a smelling good guy. I powder myself up.
That's
I'm
a
not worried about
long. That's a long time for all of us to be arguing. A 3-hour flight is much easier.
I'll just throw on my earbuds and just.
Yeah. Oh.
I'll do what I did
It's heavy
earlier
on the
again.
soul.
Put in my earbuds, take my beanie, put it over my eyes, and just keep chilling.
Yep. I like-
So being at this event, did you, besides all the guys that competed in the competition, did you guys meet any big names at this event?
Yeah, Boogie was there. Boogie came out to support his team.
Yeah, but we didn't really meet him. I don't think
Remember, this is not a seated event. This was a for people out there, in case they're wondering. It's a live stream event, and the live stream can be purchased at free admission on Facebook. So you can see the entire event by going to free admission on Facebook and purchasing it. It was not an attended event, so there was no audience of any sort.
Okay, I just want to make sure. And then of course the pay station still up to grab. Is that
The
PlayStation?
PS5 is still up for
It's
grabs
still
for
up
the
to
next
grabs?
2 weeks. If you purchase the event, you can be submitted into the drawing.
we should be up and live for just instead of having the whole Jiu-Jitsu Island card,
Yeah.
we will have Gym Crashers Pro at Submission Shores, two separate.
So you-
separated for $8.99.
$8.99, you can buy one or the other. Gym Crashers Pro or $8.99 for submissions on the shore. We did it that way so that you can pick the event that you want,
And that's going to be on gymcrashers.com.
and it'll be available at gymcrashers.com, which is our website. So go to gymcrashers.com, check it out. It's a great place for people to go and check out our merchandise as well, and upcoming events and things that we're going to be doing. So it'll be a new thing for us to keep updating that. Yes, sir.
If they want Jiu-Jitsu Island, the entire card,
Yes.
it's $14.99 on Facebook.
Okay, so $14.99 on Facebook for the entire 2-card event, so Submission on the Shore and Gym Crashers Pro, or to get them separately, go to gymcrashers.com and buy them for $8.99.
Now, is it pretty easy for people that are very not tech savvy to go on Facebook and find that pay-per-view and click onto it and pay for it? Like, is it?
That's what I'm told by my
Okay.
by my producer. That is very user friendly, and that's why he likes Facebook, because so many people are on there. So I know that was a win-win for him to choose that. And then I said gymcrashers.com, of course, because I'm not tech savvy and I know how to go on a .com. I'm not too familiar with Facebook. I look at it. I'm an Instagram guy, so it's a foreign land for me.
Oh wow!
I don't know how to look at it.
And of
Blows
course,
me away.
This is not a wig, folks. This is the real deal right here. I mean, this is real hair. People are saying I'm wearing a wig, so it's not. But anyway, so
Don't wig out.
don't wig out. So the experience crossing that toll bridge to get into this island, was this something that
We did this. So starting back with Sean Lerma and
Yeah.
Our Life CBD, we did the Our Life tour last year.
Uh-huh.
Was it 2 years ago now? 2 years ago.
Almost, it was 2 years ago.
It was
now.
2 years ago, yeah. So 2019, we did it in the summer. And we went from California to Arizona, up into Flagstaff, across the way into Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and Sean finished up the tour in El Paso.
yeah.
We ended up going back to El Paso for Master Vic's tournament, the combat jiu-jitsu tournament that was there in El Paso.
Jiu-Jitsu overtime. Yeah,
Jiu-Jitsu overtime, that's right. That's what it was. So thank you for correcting me. Jiu-Jitsu overtime. We also did that event in 2020. So this being 2021, this is our first time going all the way to Galveston. So we've been crossing the Southwest considerably.
Yeah.
So this is the furthest we went so far, but there are other things on our minds, and we've pitched the idea. And if there are schools out there that are interested, especially 10th Planet, that have some brothers and sisters down here that they know that we've already done it with, we'd like to connect with you guys and head up to the Pacific Northwest or Idaho, Salt Lake City. Right? Let's go that way. I'd like to go a different direction. Take the guys and go in a completely different direction. We already got the crew put together, so it's just a matter of time and money and effort.
Now, do we see like a big thing like in Vegas, like maybe right in the hall at the Orleans to like a big event and something like that?
All those things are possible.
But it takes a lot of money. of course.
No, it isn't even that. It's COVID, and they don't allow events.
Still in Vegas, even
Yeah.
though you see some of the UFC events held in their little.
Only the UFC. Yeah, it's.
That's
So
it.
Adam will tell us why that is. Why is that, Adam?
Well,
It's all right. Don't worry about the wire.
for one, by the fact that the UFC is like obviously the biggest promotion in the world, and the fact that Dana White has a little bit of political ties and a little bit of influence, he's able to get a lot more things done. But by the fact that, for one, they're all tested. For one, they're passing the sanctions. For two, it's kind of a private event. They get a little more leeway, I believe.
But nothing else is going. You can't even get
But-
married.
No, like
Well,
the
yeah.
reason I like
Well, then how
one
do
of the
you do
reasons like
jujitsu?
they're able to like bring in is because they're such a big company, I believe, and because they're such, in a way, like from what I know is like, tied in and like in especially into our economy and
think
the
you're
world's
right.
economy, and especially the fact too they also on top of it have like employees around the world. They have to keep it going, so
Sure.
they kind of.
I think
They
that can be
got some
said
stuff
about.
being pulled in the strings behind the strings that
It has
the
to be
average company
because
doesn't
other
got.
people have employees they need to work too. So we don't want to discount anybody's worth.
yeah.
You know, it's not essential. I get
But-
it. You know what I mean?
But by the way, has Dana White sued anybody yet? Because I remember his last interview. He said, "F the streamers. I'm going to come after you."
No,
and
he
there was a lot of
hasn't
memes
come
on
after anybody. Like, if we're really honest, like from the MMA hardcores and all the Reddit fans, all the streams are still up. You can still very much
Oh, you
find
can.
stuff, things
Allegedly.
like that. But allegedly,
According to
that.
allegedly,
Yeah.
some people,
allegedly, according to certain people.
So did you guys
But-
see what Dana White said?
tell us, Robert.
On the internet.
The guy that they were watching, apparently they were watching him.
Oh yeah, they were saying he was being watched, and that as he was about to release the stream, they said we got you, and so he completely deleted like apparently all his whole content, his streams, everything that he was basically using so you could view him pirate like the UFCs. He got rid of all of it right before
Wow.
they caught him.
I don't blame him.
Supposedly.
What's up, Quito? Thank you for watching, my homeboy. We love you, man. Congratulations. You finished that event in grand fashion, so we're also very proud to know you and have you with us.
Hey, the MVP for Our Life CBD fight team, baby.
That's right. We love the guy. That's Cristobal Chavez. If you don't know, look him up. 10th Planet El Paso. He is the man.
He's the knee killer.
That's right.
The
Well,
knee
that
killer.
is a fact. That is a fact. But yeah, thank you for watching, brother. We love you, man.
So even though people are you getting people to pay for this pay-per-view and to watch the stream again, how was it being there personally when you're actually the man behind the mic announcing everything? How was it? How was this show?
Robert, our producer, is a great mind behind how to put things together in a way that becomes enjoyable. Look at this. This is all Robert right here. This is Robert's cameras. We got Fostering Jiu-Jitsu sign behind us, which was great because we want to support Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And they actually give money back and sell the jam for that purpose. So a great cause. Again, Robert put all that together. I'm there just basically breaking down and adding color to the event. That's what I do. My partner in crime, Heather Raftery, it is Raftery, not Rafferty. Raftery is actually her name. Is man, she's just such a gamer that she studies and breaks down the game by second. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of the game. I love it. I love to do jujitsu, but the breakdown that she's able to do, man, she's a true professional.
But look at that handsome mug on you. You look
Well,
pretty
I do
decent
my
on
best.
live for me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's my natural tan.
They say thank you, Dono and Sean.
Hey, thank you, Crystal
Hell
Ball.
yeah,
You're the
brother.
man. Nothing more can be said other than you bring it, and we love you for it.
Chingon.
That's right. Well, that was Sean.
That was Sean.
No, we do love that guy. But yeah, so again, the lighting, the stage, the way people are brought out, more to come. Again, first event, high level event. When we go through the names of people that were able to actually compete at this event, starting with Crystal Ball, Kyle Chambers, Chewy Urbina. There's
Ruben
just
Rivera.
so many. Yeah. Ruben Rivera. I mean, these guys.
Adrian Ness.
Adrian Ness, another wonderful one. Mike John, we love that
Mike
dude.
John, yeah.
Right? There's just so many names that we could throw out there. My buddy Josh Squires from
And what we see here
Russ
is the R Life team right
That's
here.
the winning team, and there's
Wow.
Dondo in his sweats that we talked about earlier with the gym crashers on the leg. We're talking about the event, breaking it down. Each of them had an interesting match. Of course, Cristobal Chavez finished in grand fashion at the very end, beating his opponent. The taller gentleman, of course, is Kyle Chambers. He went up against Chewy Urbina. That was an interesting matchup, in that one was very tall and one is more compact, like my size.
Yeah.
And then Ruben too had a killer match, and he's kind of breaking it down for me because he had basically a leg locker, an ankle grabber for an opponent, and he chose to kind of be elusive and wear the clock down so they can go into overtime and choose the way he could finish the event, and actually did so. I think safely and smart. It's good strategy. Yes, Robert. What do you got to say?
Paul asked if we could show highlights.
Okay.
Now what do you want?
You know what,
Hell
Chris?
yes.
Because you asked Chris, we weren't going to do it because we want people to buy the pay-per-view. So if you want to see the whole event, please go buy the pay-per-view. It does support us and the ability to put another one of these events on. But Robert, our producer, will be putting up some exciting moments
Yeah.
By
from the
someone
event.
laser
And here's
focused.
Chris, man. Look at him.
Now
And
we
who's he
have
going against right
This is
Quentin,
interesting.
Cristobal Chavez versus Quentin Rosenwig.
Yes, and we know
who's a feared leg
that
specialist.
Rosenwig he's rested and ready to go. He didn't have the last
Yeah.
match.
No, exactly. Yeah. He's very dangerous with the legs.
And Quentin's wearing the Live Jits
But again,
rash
Cristobal
guard,
is,
and of course,
just like
Cristobal's
Chewy, it's
rocking the
shorter
R Life
dimensions, so
rash
it's
guard.
really-
I see his
it's
teammates
much
back
harder to
there.
get on that
Sean
leg.
Lerma in one corner.
Not quite as compact.
Chewy Urbina in another corner.
Ay,
I see Ruben. Gets a hold of Chris's leg right there, and
Ay,
some would think it was over,
jeez.
but Chris got a hold of it first.
There you go,
and
right
in,
there.
in expert fashion, locked it down.
Now, Sean, that feeling, brother, that feeling with your company logo and your team right there, our life team. How'd you feel? Like, feel like that was a proud moment. I see
Sean
you
on
on stage with
stage.
your arms up. You're just
Hey man, I was
excited.
I was excited because it had nothing to honestly, man. It ain't about the company or anything like that. These guys are my friends,
Yeah.
and they've supported me and really helped me out when we went on the tour. Like I said, man, it's important to have good people around you, and they stick by our side. And look, 2 years after we go on tour, 3 of these guys go and take out, end up winning. So to me, it was more so like, man, I was so excited. Don't get me wrong, I love the fact that they were on our life team, but like
Yeah.
they were seeing my boys up there kicking some ass. It was, and especially in the fashion it happened.
Yeah.
Man, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was
'cause-
one of the. I got so excited. I wasn't planning on getting up on the stage. It was never an idea in my head. I got so excited. I just could not go up there.
You just got to be in the moment, man.
I'm just glad he wasn't wearing
Understand that.
shoes. He did it the right way.
I
You
took
know a
them off.
jiu-jitsu practitioner because they take their shoes
I
off,
took them off.
right?
That is funny.
I don't know if it reaches.
No.
But it is okay.
That was cool, Robert. Thank you for putting that up.
Say something actually about this moment.
Can we hear you? No, you don't want the mic?
I can't read.
You can point the mic towards him. You can still hear him. You pointed the mic towards him. You can still hear his voice.
So I paused the video here only because even though they won, even though somebody, they all are still one community. It shows the respect level they have for the competitors, and I was really, really like impressed about how they took their moment of victory, turned around and realized that one of their people that they competed against, another brother in the jiu-jitsu community, was hurt. they all want to pay attention.
It's because they're professionals,
Yeah,
dude.
they're professionals.
No two ways about it. Every one of
It's a
them.
great moment to see.
That's a great picture right there.
Yeah, to just see like, hey, we still got your back.
We're going to have to
sorry
pause that,
you
get a
know.
snippet off of that, because people are so proud of that we all came together to make sure he was okay. I think that's great.
And that's how it is with all sports. When you're watching football, baseball, I mean, when another opponent gets injured, everybody takes a knee, everybody starts praying, and that's a good moment to see that. You know, even though they're competing against each other, they're still a one love family because it's a tight knit family when it comes to jiu-jitsu or any type of sport that does that.
Well, not even.
Look at the crowd.
Yeah, not even
Yeah.
just Team Our Life CBD. Like everybody in the entire building, we all stopped in the moment
Yeah.
to make sure, like, you know, Quentin was okay. We all had to take that moment to make sure, like, that
And he
this
walked
man
away.
was okay. And he walked away.
In the end, he did walk away. We had a medic on site, and he was able to walk. So that's wonderful. But rightly so, you should always check yourself out.
Of course, and it was amazing to see that, like, everybody there, you know, come to like a competitor's concern. You know,
Yeah.
everybody dropped their egos. Everybody had to make sure one of the
Also,
people in the
Boogie-
community was
Boogie
okay.
kind of- as everybody was up on stage, all excited, Boogie kind of like he saw that and he was like, "Hey man, like pay attention." And that's because everybody else was caught up in the moment, didn't really even see, but
Yeah.
Boogie did kind of be, "Hey, check, relax, man. Quentin's down here," and that's when that happened. I think so. It was really
He's
good,
a good
man.
leader, man. He's the person that people look towards for direction, and he really does take care of everybody.
You know what, man? He's one of the nicest guys
Yeah.
that in the jiu-jitsu community. I mean,
Sure.
I don't think I know anybody that has or ever could say anything about the guy
Yeah.
negative,
No,
because the
he's-
guy's just the nicest
He's
freaking
cool,
guy.
yeah. He's cool.
You know,
There's a
good guy.
picture out there with Mike Hermosillo and Mike Elizondo from Live Jits with him, and underneath it says El Kukui. I love that. The boogeyman. That's so cool.
I want to give a big shout out to some of our viewers out there. We got Cesar Hernandez watching. We got Mindy Hinojosa. We got Vito. We got Jerry Vargas. We got Cynthia Nunez. We got, of course, our boy Christian Ball.
Cristobal.
And we have K-Cat. And, of course, we do also have Rachel Stanley. Check out Rachel Stanley. She has a YouTube page, does a lot of yoga stuff. Check out Rachel Stanley on YouTube, I believe. And if you like yoga, check her out.
Rightly so.
Yeah.
She's wonderful, and her YouTube page is, her Instagram page
Instagram page.
is amazing. Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, she does that here in-house with Robert, so it's really cool.
Yeah.
And her heart is in it, so if you're looking for someone true to yoga, she's the right person to learn
A
from.
little clip real quick.
Yeah, we'll go right to that.
We'll show the match. We'll kind of show what the matchup looked like, because this one was kind of an interesting.
John Romero being the ref, and he was an amazing guy to have at our event, so thank you to him as well. It's chewy, dude, not to be messed with, right? Dynamite comes in small packages. And this is not uncommon for Chewy. Every time we've been out anywhere on tour, at a dojo, he's always going up against whoever will stand up against him. It's never a size issue. He don't care. Look at him. He's a badass. I mean, enough can be said about Kyle Chambers. He's a superstar in the sport, too. Boom.
Ah.
Smooth how he did that, though, right? Got right behind the knee like that.
Let's say that.
Dang. So if you want to see more of that, go on our Facebook.
You want to see what happens? You're gonna buy it.
Yeah. It's free admission Facebook or gymcrashers.com for the single events. If you want to buy the single Gym Crashers or Submission on the Shore, $8.99. For both, you can get them on the Facebook for $14.99.
That makes me want to go out because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I want to watch it because that's
It was
David and
incredible.
Goliath.
It really was. It was incredible. The whole thing, I'm blown away at the level of competition, honestly, that we put together as a
Yeah.
team. You know, including Sean, Robert, everybody. So, I think we all were pretty happy with the result, but we were blown away that we could actually get it to Galveston. Look at this, Rosas brothers. I mean,
Rosas. These guys right here,
this
man.
is Raul Rosas. He's a young man, 16 years old, going against a
Youngest
grown
competitor. Youngest competitor.
man. Yep. And just
And he's dancing
he's
around too.
he's
huh?
a matador, dude. He's a matador by birth.
To me, that dancing around, man, is the most pure. Because when you're doing that, you're actually you're having fun. And to me, that's what jiu-jitsu is all about, man. The guy was having fun.
I like that they stay loose.
It's like the amazing creativity that was shown by these athletes. It was just something else to watch. It truly was.
I agree.
That's Fatima right there.
She missed you, Joe. She
I
did
know.
mention you.
One of my biggest fans right there, Fatima. Next time we'll see you. Next time I'll see you out there.
Look at that.
Wow.
Anybody else would have thought that'd be a finish, but
Yeah.
young Rosas' brother Raul just shrugs it off, gets back on top, looks to pass guard,
Wow.
right, and he's pretty slick. Maybe he was underestimated for being so slick, but
And you saying this guy's 16 years old,
16.
correct? Wow.
They train with their father. There's 3 brothers. They train with their father at home.
That's amazing.
That and
Look
they
at that.
also have been at the
Doing the
same
Mexican
camp,
hat dance.
And if you recognize that kid, he was on our show about 2 weeks ago.
On a call, yeah.
Yeah. On a call. So check out our show on free admissions
I don't know
on
if you
Gym
just saw that
Crashers.
nasty double leg he just pulled off, but that's just not easy to do against a high-level jiu-jitsu guy,
That finish was
right?
It's amazing.
And once again, that is a tease. So if you want to watch it again, go on the Facebook, onto the Gym Crasher site, and pay for it. It's there. Check it out. And of course, you're still in the roll-in to get that PS5.
There you go. Love the lighting there at the Moody Gardens where this was held. Is it Brian Wynn versus Cristobal?
Yeah, that's Brian Wynn.
Brian Wynn.
Yeah.
And he's at a Paradigm, which is there in Houston. Another elusive character, but tough challenge in going against Quito.
Very fast-paced matches. Very.
Oh, look at these guys. Yeah, absolutely.
And these guys are pretty quick. And this is normal
These
speed.
guys
This is
are in
not speed up. No, these
incredible-
guys are pretty fast, pretty quick with their hands.
Especially with their cardio shape to be able to move this fast and keep this pace.
Oh, yeah. That was
Ooh.
nice.
Ooh.
I like to say textbook, but it really is a tough execution to do it that smooth. So that's a testimony to Quito's black belt and years in the game.
Textbook at like an expert doctorate level.
Yep,
That type
absolutely.
of textbook.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is doing it on another professional who's high level also.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do, or it's not saying it's very easy, but it's much easier to do it on somebody who isn't high level. When you're doing that to high level guys,
yeah.
freaking.
When you're drilling, that's one thing. When you're killing, it's another.
Yes, sir.
These guys. That's Roscoe Brown against, of course, Kyle Chambers.
That's a
who
big
we
fella
all
right
saw
there.
Massive humans.
finish in finishing less than 20 seconds.
That was a tease. That was a
Yeah.
tease.
By the way, I was about to say, shout out to Kyle Chambers for the fastest submission of the night. Like
Yeah, well, it's fastest submissions. He was on a mission and he proved it.
17 seconds, 20 seconds, and I think what, maybe
Tell
a
us, Joe,
minute?
you got a question?
Well, I know you were there, and I want to know. Do you want to give once again a big shout out to all the
It was
sponsors
under
who were
10
at this
minutes.
event?
It was
You wanna
easily
do that
under
one more
10
time?
minutes.
Do you
We can.
remember how-
Josh Squires is up there.
Went down to the last 10 seconds.
We'll go through it.
From that, yeah.
Robert, can we bring up sponsor information and talk about it just a little bit before we move forward?
Look at
Look at that, Gracie
That's
Westchase.
That's a nice graphic right there. I
That
love
was
it.
cool how you faded into that, Mr. I'm a UFC production guy. Well, how could I see it? I was
Kind of
calling
like a
the
mini
event.
me, and
Can you do
let's see, I didn't pat my own head.
I didn't see any of it.
can you do a little sponsor run?
What do you mean? I don't have.
No information.
I mean,
Shout out to Conca. They were wonderful people in providing rash guards and trunks to our competitors. They provided for Black Hole, BJJ. That was wonderful.
Mystic Fightwear was there too.
Mystic Fightwear, of course, is a big supporter of the Submissions on the Shore event, and they were supporting us in our inaugural event in Galveston. Always Ready Meals, they came out and actually hung out with us, stayed with us, partied with us, and attended the event. Good guy. Always Ready Meals available for delivery if you guys are looking for meal prep in Orange County, or I think Inland Empire too, because he
And
lives
Our
out there.
Life CBD.
Well, that goes without saying. He's in the house right
in the
now.
house.
He travels with us. He parties with us. He hangs out with us, and he goes to tournaments with us, and gym crashes with us, and puts on cross-country tours with us. So we do it all together. This is a team.
Sorry.
here. Go
Now
ahead.
you did mention about the jiu-jitsu, fostering jiu-jitsu jams. Now I heard he was your guys' DJ. How did he do out there?
Okay, so also supported by Fostering Jiu-Jitsu, and his name is Byron. He was our DJ for the night, and I am not knowledgeable or someone who knows what DJs do. I don't get it, but Robert tells me, and Robert's very into the game, and he's a hip-hop specialist in my understanding, and he said that Byron was a high-level DJ, not a bullshit DJ.
And I get what you're saying because I did when I think it was when you guys were doing a little quick warm up at the area on your feed on your Instagram. I heard somebody in the background scratching, mixing. I'm thinking that's him. That's Byron right there. Boom, killing it. and all I heard was a snippet. That was it.
So, Byron has this thing called the Rain 1, which was just released. And I'm kind of a geek for that kind of equipment. I don't usually like scratch in public or do that kind of stuff. But I went over there, I had to mess with that stuff, bro. That thing was legit.
Were you on there too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Robert was ripping it up.
I was a little bit, I'm super rusty, but I mean, that
You were
thing
good.
was butter, though.
Oh,
You
man.
give me 2 weeks with that thing.
No, Robert's being humble. He was good.
He's being humble.
I was enjoying
No, I
it.
know he's good. I know Robert, in everything Robert does, he always takes it to a level above the average person. That's just who he is. Everything he does.
Well, I think next show we should have a Robert against battle
Byron?
against Byron, a battle, a DJ,
DJ battle.
Yeah, we could.
That'd be.
I'm okay with all of these things, but let's not call it out unless we're going to see it through. So let's not make that a habit.
We still gotta get Joey to get choked up on my John.
Exactly. We've
Well,
not
see,
done any
no,
of
the
this.
reason why I didn't want because I know you had this saying in Texas.
I know you bring up a lot of challenges.
You
Let's
know.
start to knock them down first before
you know,
creating new
so
ones.
but that's the reason why I stepped back. 'Cause I didn't want to injure him before his tournament. So that's the reason why Mike John, brother, I love you.
Don't I have to grab a Joey too?
Hey Joey, I'll be honest with you, bro. You got scared.
No, I
right,
didn't.
right when we went in the other room, you're like, "Oh, well, we can do it
No,
next
no.
week."
The reason
Next
why,
week.
if I had a camera, the floors next door were already mopped. They were clean. So that's the reason why we didn't go on that floor because it was already taken care of.
Joey, don't we have to roll as well too?
Oh yeah, you two gotta go at it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Talk about
easy.
David and Goliath.
Easy.
That's easy.
Easy.
I take poops better than that.
I would wonder how you would approach that. I'm not knocking either person, but I
Fix
think
my
it would be
hair.
an
Jesus
interesting
Christ.
match.
Got me all bothered right now.
I don't know what you know. I know your claims.
Hot and bothered.
And I know his claims. So I would like to see this. And
No, but
I don't know.
I would suggest taking the back. Because you can.
But how does he get there? How does he get
how does he
there?
get there?
How fast can he turn around?
Easy.
There's your challenge.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Hold on.
Let's finish the sponsors before we forget. Because I don't want to forget the sponsors. Without the sponsors, we could not have pulled this off.
We could not have.
Did you do Live Jits?
Live Jits. Very, very big thank you to Mike Hermosillo and Mike Elizondo. They came out for the event. They flew out, attended, and supported their team. Their team was wonderful. Came in second, and in grand fashion finished up the game. They were just wonderful guys, and I love having them. They're part of the family. So I know, and I was told today by Mike, any event you guys do, we're going to be a part of. So we appreciate that. And the ones who are with us when we started to build this thing are going to be the ones that we always have first. And that's what we're about. You're with us from the beginning. You're going to definitely be with us till the end.
Cult BJJ?
Colt BJJ, also a great group to be a part of because they have really, really high-level jiu-jitsu stuff, the stitching, the rash guards. It's awesome. And it's a great brand because it's a lifestyle to be a part of jiu-jitsu. They create that lifestyle that people want to be a part of. The gear is awesome. I love to have their stuff. So thank you for being a part of us.
We're going to do a call in.
And you're going to do a call-in in probably a week or the week after, so we'll get some new information on stuff they're going to drop and things they're going to be bringing to the community.
And then Sean's got...
I just want to say a special thanks to Live Jits and Mike Hermosillo, both Mikes, and Artemis Academy. I was blessed to be able to go by there and roll with those guys today, and it was phenomenal. So thank you guys.
Sean was in Southgate.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about Bodycore.
Body
Yeah,
core.
Bodycore.
Talk about it.
Yeah, Bodycore. They do a lot of commercial gyms.
Yes.
I actually one of the guys I train with, Leo Chang, very good guy. They used to do mostly commercial gyms, and then with COVID, they started doing a lot of home gyms. And I'm actually blessed to have one of their universal gyms at my house. And
it's awesome.
I thank
Sean's
them for that.
70-year-old dad works out on that thing like you. There's no
Yeah.
tomorrow. He looks better than most guys in their 20s.
Yep. So
He's a
I
handsome devil.
definitely appreciate that. And I mean, when it's all said and done, man, they have awesome equipment.
Yes.
Check them out. Bodycore. It's BODYKORE.com.
Bodycore with a K. Dig them.
And thanks, a big shout out for Troy Everett. Thanks, DJ Joey in the house. People
Oh,
that know
also
I-
Eager Ones. I want to thank Edgar, man. Edgar helped
Ones.
us out. Yeah, Edgar helped us out with the
Eager Ones has great gear, dude.
great gear. He made all our Life CBD team fight gear. We collabed with them, and we're also collabing on the next submissions on the shore coming up for the 10th Planet Girls team.
We'll be back in 3.5 weeks.
Yep.
Galveston, here we come.
And we're gonna have another Our Life CBD winner because our girls are freaking beasts.
He has another team coming at you. So,
Damn.
like you said, they're beasts.
He called it right now. We're gonna have another. That's.
Hey, dude, I'm pretty confident.
He's pretty confident. He's pretty confident. I love that.
Did we miss anybody, Robert?
They're actually the girls are actually the reigning champs from the Submissions on the Shore 5-on-5 tournament.
It's awesome.
Say what's up to my boy John Hosokawa.
John Hosokawa. He's a Savat expert in Hawaii. Is that what we would call him?
He just does a lot of striking, anything, boxing.
Okay. So the stories we have on John Hosokawa, just so you know, I've heard many stories because Robert, of course, is his friend, and you know it's nice to compare styles. And he's coming from a unique stylistic background, of which people that we talk to in the martial arts community actually are aware and have trained with him, and rubbed elbows with him. Todd Medina, is that one of them?
Yeah.
Todd Medina is a UFC 4 alum. I mean, for those of you that even watched UFC 4, it was around back in 1994. And John Hosokawa was training at that time with him. So people,
Not 94. He was training with them
a little later.
99, 2000.
Still, 99 is still a pretty early time in the game. Still not even called mixed martial arts by that time. But people lay a lot of claims to in their training and then who they've come up with, their lineage and things like that. There's nothing more legit than multiple abilities in the striking game, including Savat, which is not widely practiced here in the States.
He did it. He came in to train with Rob Kamen for kickboxing. He did judo most of his life. He also did. He did kickboxing here. So he did a lot of kickboxing with Brian Hopejoy, who was like state champ.
Yeah.
Big time. Kickboxing Muay Thai guy, which he still today trains high level people.
Well, I like to make that determination. So a guy like John Hosokawa, because people throw the word martial artist out, but you get to that level, that black belt where you can create. And some people, it isn't a belt, but they already are creating because they're mixing multiple styles. Not one style that they learned in a year or two, but multiple styles over his lifetime. That's where the artist comes in versus a sport where you go compete on the weekend, you get some points, and you might win a match. I get it. It's a sport. But the artist side of it for Mr. Hosokawa is a lifetime of dedication. That's a whole different thing. You know, it's beyond the claims that people make.
Yeah, and that this guy can do.
It's a whole different
He
avenue.
does boxing at a level that most people can't. He did boxing. Went to Savat Worlds.
Yeah.
He went to compete in.
When we have people telling us that competed in early UFCs that they know the dude, we knew. I mean, we knew he was legit, but then other people are telling us, oh, we know that dude. And,
Him and
you know,
Toby Amada used to share a
it's crazy.
place together.
And those are the days when you could be beat unconscious.
And he-
We don't really see that so much anymore. But back then, you know, there many.
Rolled with Frank Shamrock for
Yeah.
some fights.
Yep.
Also went to Germany because he wanted to train in the snow and wanted to.
But
get his
the
Rocky
beautiful
fight
thing-
That's a big Rocky moment right there.
All of these things that Robert's saying, he still trains at that level, and he's his late 30s now. Robert, how old is he now?
He's 41.
41 years old,
Six pack.
and training at that level, and probably in better physical condition than most people we train with.
Yeah, he's an insane.
He's one of those guys.
This guy eats like 12 raw eggs in the morning for breakfast. Like
No.
that's his ritual. He'll eat.
Salmonella runs from him.
You know when some people
I eat 12 raw eggs, I'll be in the hospital.
Really?
Well, you'll smell it too, but you know.
This dude, running's not enough. He's got to run in 3 feet of water just to get his workout in.
Yeah.
Like that.
There-
Never
there-
lift weights in his life.
There's
Never
just
lift-
very few people I know that have taken it to that level. So hats off to John Hosokawa. Thank you for watching. I loved it to talk about and understand the level of game that he has, but we haven't had a chance to get him on, but we will. And then at that point, we can really break it down because it's a no bullshit game.
He came here once to train. Came here once about 9 years ago. It was a full contact Friday. He hasn't sparred in
That's right. I was here.
He didn't spar
That's
in
right.
7 years. And you should have seen everybody here look at him like,
I remember the stories.
what the
Damn.
fuck? Like, how do I even...
And remember, at that time, we were a fight school. We had fight camp. We had multiple fighters on.
Yeah.
He even said the only person that was interested
This was a King of the Cage school at the time.
Everybody else was like,
Yeah. Well,
7 years. And no
It's crazy. Anyways, thank you, John, for watching. We love what you do. I love the stories.
He broke a dip record in high school. He did 104 in high school.
You said dip as a DIP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure.
104. And then he had muscle failure and like hit the ground and didn't move for hours.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
crazy.
It was dumb, and he's permanently damaged from that.
Wow.
Sound like a David Doggins, right?
Jesus, yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Well,
That's crazy.
Well, speaking of UFC and the King of the Cage, I'd like to bring in our buddy here.
Let's bring it.
That's the man behind the scenes.
Come on up. This is the Bloody Breakdown with Adam the Arab Araby.
There you go. No, Adam the Crosswalker.
No, it's
All right.
Fogel.
I'm your host, Adam Youngblood Araby. Here to
McLovin.
break down the UFC.
Now, Adam, dude, I'm happy you survived the trip.
I'm happy I survived too.
I mean, the stories I hear, even before the show, driving up there, hearing the storms and hearing the snoring. I mean, I'm glad you survived all that. And the smells.
Yeah, I don't know how I survived that. Especially the smells. Especially the smells.
But I promise you, next time when we do this event, I will be on board. I'll take a list of names. So I can practice those names over and over again. Because a man coming from a little bit of a literacy background, I'm doing that for real.
All right. All right, so we breaking down the fights this week, Joey?
Let's give it hell,
All
brother.
right, let's get right into it. If you want to bring up the fights for me, Robert.
Yes, sir.
All right. I do warn, the Cody Stamann fight, there is a change of opponent. This literally happened right as I was driving up here. And I was so excited for that fight for Andre Ewell. But Askar is getting his opportunity to make his debut in the UFC. I will say, take Cody Stamann on that betting line. He's definitely that's a good bet. If you want to make a little bit of money, take Cody Stamann on that one.
There you go.
But to kick off the night, you have Carlos Diego Ferreira versus Beneil Dariush coming in at an even 130, an even minus 130. It's actually a rematch. I believe they fought back in 2016, I want to say. Carlos is on a 6-fight win streak with his last win coming over Anthony Pettis in January of 2020. Granted, it wasn't the best Anthony Pettis, and even he would admit he was going through a lot of personal things at the time.
Yep.
He was partying a little bit too much, not as dedicated as the game as he was currently as now.
Yeah.
But Carlos Diego Ferreira, even though he's a little bit of an older fighter at 36, is really hitting his stride. He hasn't lost in over, I believe, I want to say, it's been 5 or 6 years since this guy has even taken a loss. And a good amount of those wins are actually coming by either finish or submission.
Yeah.
When he kind of started his career, he was a little bit of your atypical jiu-jitsu player turned MMA fighter. Would try and take the fight to the ground or just trying to go for an overhand right to knock him out.
Yeah.
But Beneil Dariush has just been on a 5-fight win streak with 4 finishes, and 2 of those coming off in 2020.
Yeah.
And one was pre-pandemic and one was post-pandemic. So he's the only one of the few fighters that got to fight with a crowd and without a crowd within 2020.
That's crazy.
And 2 of those finishes on top of it too are actually knockouts. Benny's not known as your atypical knockout artist, but you could really see he's coming into his own, especially with his own power. And at 32 years of age, I really like him in this fight, and the fact that he beat him last time by 3-round decision.
So with these knockouts you're talking about, is he actually trained with a different camp, or is he with the same camp?
No, King's MMA. King's MMA.
Not dealing with a different training boxing coach, maybe helping out with those
You know,
knockouts.
I really think, honestly, it's just certain fighters, they get on a streak where they just really hit their momentum and their stride.
Yeah.
And Beneil Dariush, he's putting everything together. High-level grappler, submitted Drew Dober, faced some of the top competition at 155 and has kept consistent out of everything. And if I see a consistency out of fire, and on top of it too, he has momentum, especially leading into this fight.
Of course.
I'm really liking Beneil Dariush. Granted, the only Iranian fighter within the UFC,
There you
so
go.
I might
That
be a
must-
little bit biased.
Little
but
biased.
my guy representing us, I'm taking Beneil Dariush on this one. How you
Okay.
thinking, Joey?
Yeah, I'm going with you. I'm going with your brother, your blood, your cousins. Let's
Yeah.
make it happen.
And you also got to go. The guy won the last one.
There you go.
And if you don't learn, history repeats itself. All right, moving on. Again, we have Cody Stamann versus Askar. Again, I wasn't able to study too much on Askar. He's a Palestinian dude coming from LFA. Good top bantamweight prospect, but Cody Stamann has just looked like an absolute monster. Strong wrestler with a good kickboxing style. Faced some of the, honestly, some of the best in 135, and even could make 145 if you really want to. A really big guy. I'm taking Cody Stamann. I recommend, if you can find a betting line for the fight, bet on that fight, because that's going to be some good money.
No, but Askar
Moving on.
sounds pretty There's no picture of him, but maybe I'm going for the guy, Askar.
I'm going for
Just
Askar.
because the name,
Askar.
that name sounds kind of
It's
cool.
interesting. Sounds
Askar,
kind of cool.
Askar. Yeah.
You know, coming from a fighting family, has 2 brothers who are also professional fighters. The oldest of the brothers.
Nice.
Leading the pack, making it into the UFC.
So what we got next?
All right, moving on. A very exciting fight. My potential pick for actually fight of the night: Alexandre Pantoja versus Manel Kape. A lot of people actually don't know Manel Kape. He's a former Ryzen champion. And he actually, he's actually known for that famous clip of where Ian McCall he got into it a little bit with Ian McCall at a weigh-in. They were kind of shoving each other back and forth. And he actually ended up beating Ian. But Manel Kape is just, he's a different kind of prospect. In my opinion, he has some of the best boxing footwork I've seen in MMA in a long time.
Okay.
He knows how to cut angles. He's a great knockout artist. He carries a lot of power. He is making his UFC debut. He's a former champion, and he's faced some really top-level competition, especially within Ryzen. When you kind of see those promotions come out of Asia, you do really, in my personal opinion, see the best of the smaller weight classes, the flyweights, the bantamweights, even the featherweights. You look at One Championship, they have some of the best smaller weight classes. So he's faced some of the top-level flyweights that are currently in the world. But Alexandre Pantoja, on top of it, has fought some of the top level of the UFC flyweights. You could even argue, I still remember watching the fight between Davis and Figueiredo before he, was champion.
Yeah.
That was an incredible fight. Pantoja has great power and honestly, an underrated ground game. He's, not many people are actually willing to take Alexandre Pantoja to the ground because he knows what he's doing. Guys will try to take him down, he'll get right back up, and they realize, oh, dang, I got to stand with this guy. The one thing that does worry me with this fight is the fact that for as powerful as he is and for as much as a pressure forward style as he has, he eats a lot of damage. And you can't do that against a guy like Manel Kape, who's going to cut those angles and really going to utilize that boxing footwork to set up that knockout.
Yeah.
Because Manel, he has multiple finishes on his record. I think he has more finishes than he even does decisions.
Wow.
I think he has only 1, 2, or 3, and then has I want to say 6 submissions and 8 knockers.
He's
I
all
wanna
around.
believe.
Yeah, I get
he's
it.
very well rounded, a very big prospect, making his UFC debut. There's a reason why he's coming in at only a plus 115 underdog. That's a good bet. I'm taking it personally. I'm taking Manel Kape on that one, just due to the fact that Alexandre Pantoja, as great as a gamer as he is, as powerful as he is, as much as he's willing to deliver that power, when a guy has good boxing footwork and cut those angles, I'm taking Manel Kape.
I'm going for Pantoja, man. I think if you're saying that he's the type of guy that takes a beating and goes all the way through with this, getting so jacked up, and he winds up winning his fights through submissions, I think he's going to catch Kape.
Wears his
and
heart on his shield.
He's going to submit him.
He's going to submit him, really?
Big
You
time.
think he's going to submit him?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm going with Manel Kape by finish. Joey's going with Alexandre Pantoja
I'll bet you a
by
push-up.
submission.
I'll bet you a push-up. Just one push-up.
All
Push
right.
pop. Don't push a push pop.
Don't push a push pop. But all right, moving on to Murray and Renault, coming in at a plus 175 underdog versus Macy. I'm going to try my best. Chiasson? We're going to see if we
What'd
got
you
it
call
right.
her?
Kaysen. Macy Kaysen. But she's coming in at a plus 225 favorite. Renault is 43 on a 3-fight losing streak. She carries good power. She has decent stand-up skills. Good jiu-jitsu. Not good wrestling.
No.
The wrestling just really isn't there. They didn't pick it up. And you see this with fighters where they'll have good enough jiu-jitsu that they're able to do, they have get-ups, they're able to defend themselves. But when you reach that kind of UFC level, and especially when you're an older fighter at 43 going up against a 29-year-old,
Yeah.
it's not easy. That's
No.
not an easy gap to overcome, especially for wrestling. You can't learn wrestling at an older age, unfortunately. You need to be shooting double legs from a young age to just get used to that, get your hips used to that, get used to the grind of that. But she does have good power, and she does have the potential to knock Macy out. But honestly, I'm taking Macy just because she has much better Muay Thai skills, really strong clinch, gets a lot of damage done within the clinch. Did drop the ball against some better competition, but has done well in I believe her 4 fights within the UFC, has gotten picked up 3 wins, only 1 loss. So I'm taking Macy Chiasson on this one, or Chesson. I can't get that name. I'm taking Macy on this one. And I'm saying, and I honestly think I'm gonna go with knockout by that one. I really think she's gonna really work that clinch, really get her up against that cage, and really show like those Muay Thai skills. What are you thinking, Joey?
You know, I'm going for older the berry, the beat down. I mean, the older lady. You know, women that are a lot older. I'm trying to keep it clean here. I'm catching myself a little bit because I don't want
Thank
my
you, Joey. I
yeah.
appreciate
You know,
Very
it's
professional
a new year.
show.
It's a new year for me. So you know, I'm going for the older lady because usually a lot of older ladies, believe it or not, a lot of older women have more power than some of these younger girls. If you believe, I mean, I know that because my mom, she's a little older, and when she smacks me, it hurts the shit out of me. Where my mom 20 years ago, when she smacked me, I always laughed and pretended to cry. So I'm going for the older broad, and I think she's going to take out Macy.
My mom gets the broom to hit me, so
There you go.
she, you know, when I'm acting up, she's like, grabs that broom. All right, moving on. To this exciting co-main event: Corey Sandhagen versus Frankie Edgar. We saw Frankie Edgar make his debut at 135 versus Pedro Munoz. Very competitive fight, a lot more competitive than I thought it would. You could argue that Pedro won that fight due to the leg kicks. It could have gone either way. I was just entertained by that fight. That was an all-out war. And we always know what Frankie Edgar's going to bring. He's going to push the foot pace. He's going to move forward. I believe this is actually the first fight in a while that Frankie has fought where it's not 25 minutes. This is the first fight, I believe, within, I want to say, like 3 fights that, you know, it's not a main event. We know Frankie can go all day. We know his cardio is going to hold up. Even at, I believe, like, 39 years old, Frankie still looks good. He's a veteran of the game, former champion. Has some of the best championship fights we've seen. But Corey Sandhagen has just been on a roll. Since that Marlon Moraes fight, I really think something changed, especially for his personality and just the way, like, his overall mindset in terms of fighting and the way he approaches this has really changed. He's made a lot of I think, personal progress and growth as a human being and just as a person. And when you see those fighters like really invest in themselves, not just in terms of their skills and not just in terms of their martial arts skills, but invest in themselves as a person and overall and make just themselves more efficient, you see them do great things. And Corey Sandhagen is in a great place. And even before this fight versus Aljamain Sterling, even though he did drop that fight and got choked out, he had a little bit of a slow start and he admitted it, and he addressed that within that Marlon Moraes fight. You could see him even in the UFC embedded. He was setting up the knockout. He practiced that spinning wheel kick that set up the knockout to knock out Marlon.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
So I'm taking Corey Sandhagen on this one. He's the bigger 135er, has I believe a 2-inch reach advantage coming into this fight. And on top of it too, like when a guy's on a roll, and on top of it too, we've seen him work his grappling skills a lot, especially since getting choked out by Aljamain. He realized he has some things in his game he's really got to address. He's got to start faster. He's got to be ready to go. He's looking great. He's worked on his grappling a lot. And I really think we're going to see Corey Sandhagen fight for a title soon. So I'm taking Corey Sandhagen on this fight. He's coming in at a -400 favorite. Frankie Edgar, the +300 underdog. But this could be a war. It's not going to be easy for Corey. I don't think it's going to be easy for Corey, but I say he gets it done by knockout within the second round.
You know what? I'm sticking with the old school.
Keeping it old school.
Keeping it old Frankie Edgar.
Keeping it old Frankie Edgar.
That's what I like.
All right, moving on. A very exciting main event between two heavyweights. Two heavyweights we actually don't normally see who have cardio. Both guys who've gone multiple rounds. I'm serious, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Overeem has just looked great. I don't know what it's been in this late career, whether it be working with his new strength and conditioning guy, Wim Hof, or what it is, or the style change. We've seen Alistair Overeem. He went from getting knocked out, having that, that kind of deflated career, going from the Ubereem to kind of like, not as doing so well, getting knocked out by Francis, getting knocked out by Jairzinho. But then we've seen him turn around. He's on a 2-fight win streak, and on top of it too, he's changed his style a little bit. It's a little more of a slower pace, a little more of a technical style, but we're really getting to see how good Overeem's grappling is. And he's showing he's actually one of the better grapplers, I think, within the heavyweight division, who also has the ability, to to strike. You know, he's a decorated striker.
Of course.
You know, former Glory champ, former Dream champ.
Yeah.
Former Pride champ. Like,
Yeah, of course. It cuts down where you're fighting for two different organizations where they do different chemical checks in your body. And so, therefore, now he's losing a lot of that mass. He's becoming more flexible by using the jiu-jitsu. Because back in the day, he was a beast. Of course, back in the day, they never really tested for any chemicals in your body.
you know, it was
but now
just that horse meat.
He's,
Absolutely right. That was intelligent.
so now he's shrinking down a little bit because he's not testing like he used to back in the day when he was a monster. Now he's shrinking down with the muscle tone. Now he's able to grab onto people and grapple and choke them out because now he has that room in his arms to do that. Because back in the day, he won't be able. He was the knockout king. He was the guy you were afraid of. Like, is he going to punch me? He's going to knock the crap out of me. But now, because the chemicals and all that stuff they put in their body now, a little different, now he's becoming more flexible. That's the reason why his game is becoming a lot better, and he's a lot smarter by using jiu-jitsu, and his arms are a lot more faster because he's losing a lot of the muscle tone.
also, too, you can accredit his cardio, and I can personally attest to this, having used the Wim Hof method myself
Yeah.
and still practice it every day. I recommend everybody do it. Please go look it up. But working with Wim has really elevated his cardio to new levels. You know, and I can attest to that. I run faster now. My cardio is even better just using those same methods. But we see him with that extended cardio able to, like you said, have that style change. He's able to keep up that grappling pace. He's putting it on these heavyweights. A lot of these guys that he's facing are up-and-coming guys, but what these up-and-coming guys don't realize, especially with these heavyweights, they don't know pace. They're always trying to go for the knockout. They're always trying to go for the finish. Overeem is so experienced and have so many, like, a different plethora of skills. He can get it done by decision, knockout, submission, and he's comfortable wherever it goes. That's the most important key, I think, is here. He's comfortable everywhere the fights goes. You know, even at an older age, having competed as much as he has, you could see he still has the fire in him. He still has that competitiveness in him. He still has that goal becoming UFC champion.
Yeah, of course.
But Alexander Volkov, I will say, does have the better Muay Thai skill, is coming in as the taller fighter with the reach advantage. We've seen Alexander Volkov, he's a technical striker. He's going to pick you apart. He's going to set up his shots. He's either going to win you out by decision and outpace you. Very similar to almost, I would say, a Rico Verhoeven, where he sticks to the basics and, hits you with numbers. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. Kick, low kick, high kick, low kick, high kick. He's constantly changing levels on you to keep you guessing on your feet. But we have seen Volkov get knocked out before, the Derek Lewis fight. We've seen him in other times, within Bellator, get knocked out and get caught. When he gets complacent and kind of when he plants his feet, he, like I said, being that taller guy, he leaves that chin open, especially for Overeem, where we've seen him with those overhand rights.
Oh, yeah, and that's about to say the same thing.
Incredibly accurate. I'm taking Alistair Overeem on this one.
Me too.
We've seen him on a good streak. This is going to be a fun fight. This is going to be a very hard-paced fight, very technical fight. But I think Alistair Overeem is going to get it done.
As long as he keeps his arms tight and not trying to go for wailing punches, because like I said, this tall cat can catch him slipping. And when that one shot Overeem, when he gets him right in the chin, Overeem doesn't have the greatest chin ever, and you see him fall a lot, getting hit in that button. But otherwise, if Overeem's keeping tight and then using his jiu-jitsu skills, now that he's getting a little smaller in the muscle tone, and if he grabs onto this big beast, he can take him down and maybe submit him. So that's what I'm calling right now. Submission with Overeem.
All right. I'm going with decision by Overeem.
Okay.
All right.
So that's 2 push-ups.
That's 2 push-ups. All right. And moving
Is
on.
that it for the evening?
Yes,
I
I
believe
thought
so.
you had some words to say, or you had
No,
you have
I just
anything
wanted to
else
say
to
thank
wrap
you
it
both.
up?
That was very professional.
Awesome.
We want to bring you this show each week, so please tune in. If you have comments or if you have questions, please let us know. We do want to engage the audience as much as possible. Special shout out to Cristobal Chavez for reaching out to us tonight after the event. We love that. And for everybody else who watched, send us a question, shoot us a comment, anything that you got to say, we want to answer. So
And don't
Joe,
be
take it.
Yeah, don't be afraid to hit us with any questions in the world. It could be about us. It could be what we went through. Oh, here we go.
I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, but John asked if Marrero got shit for giving non-Brazilian black belts, and he gave Luda Libre
Jesus.
guys black belts as well.
I plead the fifth.
When did John check that in? My text, just texted me.
I plead the fifth. I love hey, Joe Moreira. I love that guy. He's my buddy. I plead the fifth. Great guy. I love Joe Moreira all the way. John, I love you too, brother. Both much respect for both families. But anyway, Folks, don't be afraid to chime in with any questions towards us, to Adam, to Dondo, to myself, our life CBD in the house, even Robert, the producer. If you have any questions, please hit us up. We're here to answer them. Thanks for everybody watching. K-Cat, Troy Everett, CC Impact from the wrestling group out in Victorville. Barstow. And, of course, everybody else has been watching this show. Thank you so much. And where can I find you on your social medias?
You can find me at adam.araby on Instagram, and then the Fight Life Connoisseurs podcast and YouTube channel. And Brand?
And of course, Dondo.
Dondo the Gym Crasher on Instagram, or right here at Dello Jiu Jitsu every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Tune in. And my homeboy Robert at Free Admission Media and Free Admission on Facebook.
And don't forget our buddy over here at Our Life CBD.
Sean, take it over, buddy.
OurLifeCBD.com. Use first 25 for 25% off any of our products, and you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere at OurLifeCBD.
And my name is Joey the Bull. You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, any social media out there. Hit us up for any questions. Tune in next week. This has been another great episode of the Gym Crashers here on Free Admissions. If you missed the show, check out our website at gymcrashers.com and look at some of the old shows that's on there. Look at some of our merchandise. Hit us up. We'll see you next week. Peace out.